start that third quarter. But like I said, they got back on track when we called that timeout and kept attacking and kept getting to where we wanted to get to offensively.
Thanks. Go ahead, Tom Mayer. Hey, Ty, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Before game 3, or after game 2, you said you thought Dallas' shooting would come back down to earth. It did. Before today, you said that you think you finally going to have a good shooting game. You did. I just want to get your thoughts on Utah. What's going to happen there? What are your thoughts on that series as well?
I mean, can we enjoy this one first? But, I mean, we know they're a tough team. They made the most threes in the league this year, per game. And Donovan Mitchell, who's the snake of that team. But they just got a great coach in Quinn who does a good job. A lot of movement. Gobert was an anchor in the middle. So I'm gonna go look at it today. Try to get as much done as I can today and tomorrow, and just kind of go from there. But right now, I haven't had a chance to really lock in on them.
Well, let me ask you about Luke Kennard then. He kind of came in, gave you guys a big boost after not playing the first 5 games. What really, did you see anything in game 6 that led you to believe he'd be really successful in those minutes?
Yeah, we knew he was going to make shots, but the biggest thing was concerning was just the defensive part of it. It was Luka on the floor and how they play. But in game 6, I saw he had great shows on Luka. He was able to guard Brunson, got a big steal, got on the floor, and got a steal for us to get out in transition. So I knew defensively he was going to be a problem after I saw that in game 6. And the way we were shooting the basketball, I thought we just needed to insert, another shooter in the lineup, especially with Kawhi and PG drawing so much attention. So game 7, it was the same thing. He came out and made 3 threes for us off the bench.
Miri?
Hey, Ty, congrats, man.
Thank you.
Hey, so obviously you start looking back, but looking forward, and obviously you have a great challenge in Utah, and you have an ultimate goal beyond that. But what would it mean to you guys to kind of get past that second round, to get to a conference finals, considering that this franchise exists?
No, it means a lot to win and keep advancing, and you play this game, you prep all season long to get to this point, to get to the playoffs and produce. So, like I said, first round was a tough series for us. We're battle tested now going to game 7. We know we won to Utah where they have a great fan base and it's tough to play there, but, I think our guys are locked in. I think Dallas really did a great job of preparing us for the next series.
And we'll take one last one from Vincent.
Hey, Ty, when you guys were down 30-11 in Game 3, and you guys took that time out, was there any panic in that atmosphere? You talked about how wild the crowd was. You're down 0-2, they jump on you. Do you think the last maybe week or so has revealed some character about this team? Did you learn some things that maybe you didn't know before all of this?
Yeah, a lot of character, and I knew because we showed it all season long. Guys are out, but like our coaching staff, we did a great job of just staying poised. Chauncey Billups has done a great job, working with PG, and just because PG's been playing mostly point guard for our team all year, so just showing him different ways to make different passes, different reads, and just our coaching staff, Kenny Atkinson with the player development with Luke Kennard and Terrence Mann, those guys getting work in every day. Roy Rogers, Dan Craig, and Brendan O'Connor defensively. Just be able to make adjustments, make sure our guys are prepared. And then, Larry Drew, what he does for me offensively has been great. And, of course, Jeremy Castleberry, what he does with Kawhi. And just our approach, I think, every single day of having a workers' mentality. I think having a calmness to us, not getting rattled, being poised when things go wrong and things are tough for us. And our coaching staff has done a great job of doing that. So I think we came to the timeout down 19. We never got rattled. Guys were just saying we got to clean up our mistakes, keep attacking, and keep chipping away, and we were able to do that.
Downs in this game 7.
Obviously, you guys did take the lead here in the third quarter. Why do you think it got away from you so quickly? And, when you look back on this series, what do you think are going to be the biggest regrets?
Hey, Brad, how you doing? The third quarter run, it's a game of runs. We made our run. We started off hot from the 3. Dodo hit a shot right away. Tim hit a shot in transition. Luka made a play, and that was 8 points, and it was a tie game, and they called the timeout. We were still able to be there for a little bit, but then later on they made a little run, and I went up 5. We called the timeout, and that was it. It's a game of runs, and those things are going to happen. And they shot the ball really well from 3 today. We fought as hard as we could, and and sometimes shots go in, sometimes they don't. And tonight, was one of those nights where we could have made more shots from the outside. Although we did play pretty good basketball, I feel like. And yeah, biggest regret. Good question. I don't think I have the answer to it.
Okay, Kevin Gray.
Kevin Gray, 105 through the fan. KP, as you assess what has happened, obviously in a disappointing loss here, how would you assess how this team handled themselves throughout the season in terms of the adversity you guys went through to get to this point, but still not getting where you wanted to go at the end of the season?
Yeah, looking back at the whole season and even last season altogether, it kind of feels like one super long year with the bubble, and then especially for myself also because of the meniscus, and I had to get that fixed, and then I started the season late without practices and all those things kind of adding up, and it's been an up and down year. COVID, a lot of guys out. We didn't start the year off playing well, or at least our record didn't show it. We had a tough schedule early on, and then as the season went on, we got into a better rhythm and got more wins together, and ended up more or less where we expected ourselves to be, but we could have even probably finished. If we had a little more luck, we could have probably finished even in a better spot, a better seed. But that's how it goes, and it's been an interesting year.
Tim McMahon.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. KP, how do you feel about your fit with this franchise moving forward?
Good question, Tim. How do I feel? I mean, I'm good. I try to put in the work, try to work hard, do my part, listen to the coaches, what I'm asked for to do, and that's it. I try to keep it simple for myself, so I'm not overthinking things, and I try to focus on what I can control, and that's being a better basketball player, going into the off season hungry, wanting to get better physically on the basketball court, and I'm going to put that work in to get better, and then the rest of the stuff will resolve itself. So I try to focus on what I can control.
Tim Cato.
Hey, KP, Tim Cato with The Athletic. In the same way, we talked a lot about how you adapted how you were playing on the court for this series because you felt it was the best way for the team to win. I assume that going forward, the role you played in the past two games isn't the role that you would want to play with this team. Is that true? And what do you see your role on the basketball court with the team going forward?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I've been so in the moment and so locked in on winning the series and doing, as I said, doing my part and just working hard on the court, offensively and defensively, and doing what I'm asked to do. Of course, there was a little bit of a mental battle because that's not what I'm used to doing and where I'm most comfortable at. But I kind of went back a little bit to my mindset in my rookie year where it's just offensive rebound, play hard on defense, run the court, and do all the little things that how I can affect the game. And that's what I try to do in this series. And whatever I do, it seems like it's always something. So.
Okay,
I just try to be as professional as I can.
We'll do one more in English and then two in Spanish. Mike Leslie.
AP Mike Leslie from WFAA. What do you feel like this roster needs in order to take that next step? What's the piece that you feel like is missing for this team?
Sorry, I didn't mean that about the team, the previous one, when I said that last sentence. Sorry?
No, I'm just saying, well, what do you feel like this team needs in order to take that next step? What's the missing piece of the puzzle for this team to become more than a first-round exit?
Good question. I don't know. That's again something that is not really my job. I don't know. People up here are really smart and they'll make the right decisions to for this franchise to move forward, and that's it. I'm here to play as good as I can and do my part and help my teammates and help this organization go forward.
Okay, and we'll go to Spanish with Pedro.
Thank you. Pedro Silva, Univisión Dallas. Quizás, ¿qué crees que faltó para ganar esta serie? Y también, ¿te sentiste cómodo en tu rol en esta serie? ¿O crees que podías aportar más?
Nos faltó a lo mejor un poco de suerte en algunos momentos. Lo hemos dado todo. Luka ha tenido una serie increíble, ha metido tiros de todas las posiciones de un pie y de todo. Lo ha hecho todo. Y bueno, lo hemos llevado a 7 partidos.
Luke Kennard, good with the Clippers, like your favorite barber, Zeke. 28 points, 10 for 15 from the field in this game 7.
All these former Pistons playing well somewhere.
Shut up a little playoff. Luke Kennard out there making some threes. How do you stay ready like that, especially for a big game 7 like this?
I mean, it's just what we've been talking about all series, just playing hard and just staying ready. I mean, we got guys that have made big plays all series for us. And, you know, it's been like that all year. Just next man up, you know, whoever gets called, you got to be ready to go. So for me, they just let me know to stay ready. And my mindset was just coming in and playing hard and, you know, doing whatever it takes to help us win, because that's what it's all about. It doesn't matter how many points you score, anything. It's just what can you do to help us win. So that was my mindset. That was everybody's mindset tonight. And it was a big win for us.
Thanks. Go to Kev.
Hey, Luka. Excuse me. Hey, Luke. After talking to me about, after you missed the first 3-pointer, like, to get back into the game, what that thought process is, and then how good does it feel to kind of actually contribute to this big game 7?
I'm sorry, what was the first part?
Like, after you missed that first jumper, the hit went off, you know, shot out, it looked like it was shot long. And then talk about how it kind of feels to actually contribute to this big game 7 for the squad.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're not going to make every shot, but, you know, it's just, staying ready to shoot. I mean, the way that they were playing, you know, Kawhi, PG, that's why they put me out there, was just to space the floor a little bit and just be ready to shoot the ball. You know, it's what I do. And, you know, I had some good opportunities in Game 6. You know, just kind of rimmed out. So it gave me a little, you know, momentum coming into tonight and just staying ready and, you know, keeping it locked and loaded. So, you know, they trusted me. We trusted each other. So, you know, whoever has an open shot, we just want to get a good shot. And, you know, that's just what we do. Thank you.
We'll take 2 more. We'll go to Claudia.
Congratulations. The team had to play the best defense of the season in the final quarter. How locked in were you guys on defense?
Very locked in. You know, towards the beginning of the series, we knew we just needed to play.
From Luke Kennard to Luka Doncic. Luka, 46, 14 assists. Kawhi PG, 50 points and 19 assists. Here's Luka in a losing effort.
What do you believe this team needs to do to take the next step forward, whether it be personnel-wise or something different to go into next season?
I think that's a question you should ask the guys that makes the team, right? I'm just a player here, you know. But we gave everything I think we played great. We gave everything. I'm really proud of this team. Obviously, I hate losing. We hate losing, but I'm proud of my team.
Rachel Nichols.
Hey, Luka. Now that you've had a second run through the NBA playoffs, what have you learned about playing in this league at this time of year?
I mean, there's always you learn, you know, different stuff. But just the playoffs is different than the regular season, you know. And Game 7 is tough as game, you know. You got to give everything. Today wasn't the result we wanted, but we'll come back next year.
Thanks, Luka. Appreciate it.
Tim McMahon.
Luka, obviously, I know you care about winning, not numbers, but the numbers you put up in this series were ridiculous. What do you think you've been able to prove in this series and even last year in the playoffs?
I mean, nothing yet, you know. We've been in the playoffs twice since I'm there. We lost both times, so nothing yet, you know. you get paid to win. So we didn't do it.
Brad Townsend.
Yeah, Luke, Brad Townsend, Dallas Morning News. Last year against the Clippers, you guys never led in the series. This time you were up 2-0, had 3 games at home. Do you feel like when you look back at this series, you can look back at it as one that got away?
I mean, you're gonna look in every series you lose, and then you're gonna think like that. What we could do better, which games we will win. But that's in the past. We gotta look forward in the next season and get the mistakes out.
Okay, Kyle.
Kyle Goon, Southern California News Group. Luka, I was wondering, at the end there, was Paul George trying to exchange jerseys with you? And as a follow-up, what does it mean to you to obviously you played a longer series this time, but to lose to the same team in back-to-back years?
The first one, yeah, we did. I sent one after, in the locker room. And the second one, it's tough. When it's the same rival, you obviously don't want to lose again. And like I say, we have to come back next year, look at these playoffs, what we did good, what we did wrong, and just keep going from there.
Okay, we'll do 2 in Spanish now. Pedro.
Thank you. Pedro Silva, Univisión Dallas. Luka, ¿qué crees que faltó para ganar esta serie y cuál es la enseñanza más grande que te dejan estos playoffs?
Bueno, faltó ganar un partido, eso es todo. Pero no sé, jugar duro. Cada playoff son distintos, pero diferentes de la temporada regular.
Okay, and last is Eric Moore.
Luka, Eric Mora de Telemundo Dallas. Viendo el lado positivo de esta temporada, ¿con qué te quedas? ¿Qué es lo positivo que te deja a ti y al equipo esta temporada?
Creo que hemos luchado muy bien, sobre todo hemos llegado a Game 7, bueno, no lo pudimos ganar, pero creo que lo hemos dejado todo y estoy muy orgulloso del equipo.
All right. Thank you, Luka.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Fact, the 77 points traded by Luka Doncic, scoring or assisting the most ever by a player in a Game 7, according to Tim McMahon. I believe they call him Ben McMahon. That's what they call him. Since winning the championship in 2011, Dallas Mavericks have been eliminated in the first round in each of their last 6 playoff appearances. Here's head coach Rick Carlisle.
Yeah, we're very disappointed with the result of the series, obviously. I thought through the course of it, there was a lot of growth, a lot of very valuable experience, but losing in the first round is something that we don't like doing. And so I do think there were some strides made. I think there were some positive things that have come out of the last couple of weeks. Today, their hot shooting from 3 was probably the story of the game. We didn't have a great day shooting the ball. I thought we competed very well. We just didn't play as well as we needed to. And so that was, in my view, the biggest thing here. So once again, I think all in all, there were many positives to this season, but not as many as we'd like.
Okay, we will start with Tim McMahon.
Man, ESPN, what do you think Luka proved in this series? And, when you have a player of that caliber, what do you think the next steps are to, get to a situation where he's making deep playoff runs? You guys are making deep playoff runs with him.
Yeah, even before this series started, I think he's proven he's a top 5 player in the world. This series certainly validates that. And, we've just got to keep building the team around him. This is going to be an important off season on many levels. Just
We've got a lot of guys that are free agents or that have opt-ins or opt-outs of their deals. So there's a chance that there will be a lot of change, but we don't know. And so time will tell on a lot of that stuff. But Luka's an amazing player. I don't think there's anybody that would dispute that. And we've just got to keep moving this team forward. And off season will be big.
Callie?
Allie Kaplan, Dallas Morning News. Rick, you mentioned those strides that the team has made. Where do you see, the most growth over this course of the stretch run at the end of the regular season and this playoffs?
Well, a lot of it is just the experience of getting in a highly intense series that is got all the usual stuff in the playoffs. Personal things, chippy things, all that kind of stuff. Playing the same team 2 years in a row. Our guys are realizing what rivalries, what makes rivalries in this league. I believe that they are seeing the number of little things that you have to do well to be able to advance. And so, it's a process. These things take some time. But I think that there were some valuable things that came out of this series, and that came out of the series in the bubble last year as well.
Dwayne Price?
Dwayne Price, Maps.com. Rick, in Game 6, the Clippers only got 4 points from that bench. Today, they got 27 points from that bench. What surprised you about that bench play today?
Yeah, their bench stepped up and had a great game. Look, we saw everything in this series. We saw, massive lineup changes. Beverly started the first 2 games and then hardly played, the rest of the series. We made significant lineup changes. There's a lot of ebbs and flows. There's a lot going on in a 7-game playoff series that goes 7 games. But I thought, in the first half, Rondo hit a 3, and then Mann hit 2 threes, and then Kennard hit a couple in the second half, and when role players step up like that, those are difference making type situations. So their guys did a good job. We just didn't have a good day overall. I mean, Luka had a great individual day. I thought KP played very well, and look, I've been really encouraged by the last 3 games of this series with KP's. His defense has taken great strides. He looks like he's finally healthy. He's moving well. He's shooting the ball well. He's just playing the game well, and so that's a very encouraging thing. Finney Smith had an amazing year. Hardaway had a great year. And we had a lot of guys that are bench guys that have had really good years too. But we've got guys that are banged up. Kleber's just not been right. It's been a very difficult year for him. There's always been some nagging thing. So this is an important year for him to get himself healthy. So I go right down the list. I mean, everybody's given us something really important this year. But today's a disappointment. I mean, there's no 2 ways about that. We're not happy about losing.
Okay, we'll do a couple more.
Mac Engel, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Rick, given your timeline with the franchise, been here forever, you haven't had a playoff win since 2011. Why do you feel like you're the right guy to continue on and lead this franchise in the future?
Well, that's a question you'll have to ask Mark. I obviously do. But I text him and see what he has to say about it.
Okay, Brad Townsend.
Yeah, Rick, Brad Townsend, Dallas Morning News. In the NBA's 75-year history, obviously there's never been a season where COVID hit teams, and you guys were hit pretty hard, very hard, as a matter of fact. When you look back and you start making these evaluations on what happened this season, how can you factor in the COVID factor and what this team might have been had that happened, the potential of it, and maybe how that wasn't realized?
Yeah, that's a profound question that I think a lot of teams could be asked, and it's just it was a constant this year. I mean, every day you were reminded of it. With multiple testing on game days. Head coaches after the All-Star game were tested on game days as well. That led to us being able to not have masks on during the playoffs if we were fully vaccinated as head coaches. But there was always a reminder of it. And while it seems like we're getting to the other side of it, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. That said, I mean, the NBA's done some amazing things, to make the bubble work and to make this season work. And so, it looks, as round one comes to a close here, that this thing is gonna come in for a safe landing as well, with another champion being crowned. So, hats off to them. So much has progressed and so much has happened through all this, and we've all learned a tremendous amount.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
The Clippers hit 23 pointers. Marcus Morris leading the way with 7 of those.
Win, man. I wanted to see what you thought about show some brotherly love for your brother to show up a couple days after the season ended, and also talk about him being here, and also the advice he gave you during the game.
I mean, that's just normal for us. Win, lose, or draw, either team. Family's first. He's gonna always come out and support me as I do for him. He's watching it from a basketball mind, and showing me stuff, telling me to slow down, and just little things that he see during the game, and obviously it helps. And he's always coaching me. We've been doing that since kids, so I wouldn't expect anything less.
You guys got your own language, or
yeah, for sure,
signs or anything?
for sure. He can talk to me with his mask on, and I know what he's talking about. So it's just we've had that forever.
Thank you.
Thanks. We're over to Tom Mayer. Hey, Marcus, congrats on the win.
Appreciate it.
I think you had 10 combined threes in games 1 through 6. You had 7 tonight, which ties NBA history for most in the game 7 with Steph Curry. What was going through your mind coming into the game? And when you hit that first 3, did you feel like it was going to get the ball rolling for you?
Honestly, I never really went back and was like, man, I'm missing, or got down on myself. I knew it would be a turning point, and I knew if I made something early, or if I got something going for my team, it'll break the game open. But man, I tweeted this a while back, and I said this to one of my coaches beginning of the season. I was going to be a top 5 3-point shooter in this league. And everything that I've said, or the work I've put in, has come full circle for me. I'm continuing to work, and all I can say is better late than never.
Talk about Kawhi's game. I mean, outside of that game 5 where he sort of slumped, he's been fantastic for you guys throughout the entire series.
Yeah, just been special, man. Him and P. They just been special. They've been carrying the team. They've been talking to us. They've been extra vocal. You can see the level of intensity and level of focus these guys have, and we just trying to ride it with them. They both been playing really well. They both special. And they took us to the second round.
That's good. Farbob?
Hey Marcus, congrats on the win. You guys actually made the most threes in Game 7 history today with 20. I just want to know, how proud are you of guys like Luke and Terrence, for people who weren't really in the rotation regularly, and suddenly they came up huge today?
Extremely proud. They've been doing it all season. It's a test of the work they put in, and just continue to stay ready, continue to stay confident. And, it's great to see them guys grow, man. I'm very proud of them, very happy for them. And, just show you, when your number's called, just be ready. And that's what they did.
Thank you, Miriam.
Yeah, Hardy, congrats, Marcus. Wanted to, you mentioned sort of all the work you put in coming into the season. What did that look like, and how was that sort of more than you had before? And also, in terms of work ethic, Wright, you mentioned this the other day, but Kawhi, of course, has a pretty extreme work ethic. Does that help kind of motivate the guys around you?
Definitely. Going into last year, just trying to figure out where I would help the team the most, and by me being a great floor spacer for two guys that can get in the paint and score all different type of ways, they're going to draw double teams, and it's been happening all year, and I've just been stepping in and making my shots and watching film day in and day out just to figure out where I need to be out on the court to get them outlets, and it's just been going down. But PG and Kawhi, man, they work extremely hard. They get max deals. You just don't get the max deals if you don't work as hard as they do. And man, test to that, they work ethic and stepping up in the moment. And we're gonna continue to grind. We're just getting started. We go to Utah. We're gonna have another hard 4 series, and hopefully we come out on top.
Thanks for voting. You can go ahead.
Hey, Marcus, congratulations. I'm just wondering, Todd was talking a little bit about you had a walkthrough before the game, and he said, I could tell everybody looked like they were locked in. And I've covered Kawhi enough in my career to know, Kawhi kind of always looks like that. Does he ever change the way he looks to you? Does he get too high or too low versus game to game, or is he always the same?
On the basketball court, no. Off the court, it's cool, it's funny.
Yeah.
We enjoy being around each other. We do things as a team, and that's just him, man. And it locks us all in. When your best player is just extremely locked into the game and helping everybody and being extra vocal, and we got our other guy, PG, doing the same. And, we just following their lead, and they're going to lead us to where we can go to.
Thank you, sir. That's all the time we got with you today. Have a great rest of your day.
Appreciate it, man.
Clippers scored 27 points off the bench in this Game 7. Terrence Mann leading the way with 13 of those.
After your rookie season and kind of, doing the point guard thing and coming in this year, could you have imagined that you'd be a catalyst in a Game 7 in the playoff series? And what did it feel?
I could imagine it. I believed in myself, so I definitely could imagine it. It feels good just to be out there playing my game in a big, game like that in a tough environment.
As far as you guys, the resiliency you showed as a team this week or this past couple weeks, how much can that help you guys going forward? Sort of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, sort of thing.
Yeah, it can help us tremendously. We just, as a team, we're getting better still, game by game. And I think, this series definitely opened our eyes to certain things that we need to get better at. I think it'll definitely help us. We definitely got better as a team this series.
Thanks. Go to Melissa.
Hey, Terrence, heading into such a huge game, I'm curious, is there anything that either Kawhi or T-Lou or PG said to you guys that inspired such a complete team performance today?
Nothing too specific. Everybody was just ready. Everybody knew what time it was, Game 7. You got to play your hardest. It's win or go home. There's no games after this. There's no, that's just one game in the series. It's the last game in the series. Everybody just knows you got to come out there and play your heart out. So we're kind of all on the same page about that.
Thanks. Go over to Dennis.
Terrence, can you talk about the defense you guys were able to utilize in the second half against Luka?
Yeah, we stuck Kawhi on him, and we try to keep the matchup as much as possible. We try to get the ball in his hands as much as possible, and I think we did a great job of it. The other role players also did a great job. Dorian Finney-Smith had a great game, playing his role, out the pick and roll, rolling, catch and shoot threes, making the right decisions and stuff. So he made it tough for us, but our goal was just to get the ball out of Luka's hands.
Thanks. We got time for one more. We'll go to Sabrina.
Hey, Terrence, there was that sequence in the third quarter where you guys fell down by 5, and, there's a similar situation in Game 5 when you guys sort of let the game get away in the third. I'm just curious what allowed you to keep your composure this time around and just turn the game in your direction.
I think just staying locked in on the game plan. With down 5, it's nothing too crazy. You can still, make a lot of runs, especially in the third quarter. There's still a lot of time left. So, we didn't panic. We just stayed locked in and did what we had to do.
Thanks, Terrence. Have a great rest of your day.
All right. Thank y'all.
Well, the Jazz and the Clippers meeting in the second round, and the Jazz won the regular season series 2-1, but also Kawhi and PG missed one of those games. When you see how it's all laid out in front of you, what do you notice, Zeke?
You know, the Jazz and the Clippers, that's going to be a hell of a matchup. And I look at the Jazz, you know, they play great basketball. They got a great identity in terms of who they are. They know who they are. They shoot the three. They defensively, they're sound. You know, the Clippers, you know, under Ty Lue now, I think coming out of this series, they've been tested. They know who they are. So I look at this, you know, I look at all the series right now, and I think they're all going to be good series because, you know, and I can't say who's better or who's not because I think everybody is really evenly matched right now, Coach.
I agree. And, you know, for me, it's the health and availability of the players. And so when you go to Utah, you think of Mike Conley. How healthy will he be to get through this series? He's had a tremendous year. He had a tremendous first round against Memphis, but he's got a hamstring issue. And they're going to need him to be the head of the snake for that Utah Jazz team because he ignites their offense. He gets everyone in position, and then they create those threes, attacking downhill, attacking those slots, converging the defense, and kicking out. And it's the same thing with the LA Clippers. Now they have to reinsert Zubac back into the lineup. You know, it was a hard matchup for him against the Dallas series because Luka kept picking on him. But with Rudy Gobert down there protecting at the rim, he's got to provide some resistance at the rim. And then Clippers can go small when they take him out, which is going to put Rudy in a compromised position. But the availability of players, who's going to reinsert themselves into this next series from both teams, it's a fascinating matchup.
Yeah. Just a gauntlet out west. Every time we look at the next round, the next series, it just seems like some intriguing matchups. Of course, you have the Suns and the Nuggets as well. Well, that does it for this edition of Playoff Central Live, presented by AT&T 5G. Remember, go to NBA.com, your favorite website for all of the press conferences.
Plans inevitably change. With roadmaps enduring